So if you van or camper owners or whatever you have, you ever get the sudden urge to go out and build a random wall in your van, your camper or whatever it is you have? I've got that urge. So I think I'm going to build a wall. Yeah, let's wait until you see this. This is going to be fun. So this is what I'm working on. Yep, this is my random wall. These seem strange at first, but believe me, this is going to be quite functional. There's a lot of good uses for this. So first of all, it's going to add some extra insulation to the van because it's going to close off access to the some of the draftier areas back there. It's going to give me some more storage mounting points. But most importantly, on the outside here, we're going to have a little storage compartment here for things like kayak paddles and that. So I have my kayak paddles in here, I can put tripods, my various antennas that I only mount on the roof for my ham radio stuff when I'm not driving. I can put storage racks in here to hold stuff that I only need access from the outside, like insect repellents and such. So I still have to put like a track down here to bolt it into. I'll be bolting it into the metal up there, and same thing down here, a track along there. And it can be bolted in. Probably put something up along the side over here. Help keep stuff inside so stuff's not just going to fall out while I'm driving. But yeah, it's going to be a functional upgrade. This will also become the docking area for the Franken chair, which I'm sitting in right now. As I noticed, one issue which isn't unexpected at all is that when I'm driving around, it's rolling all over the van. Crashing into things and things like that. So I'll be adding something down here to attach it to when I'm in driving mode. Down in this corner right here. But yeah, overall I think this is going to be a good addition. So next part of this project, like I said, we got to get that tracking and get it bolted into place, because obviously I can't drive any place with it like this because the whole thing's going to fall down and make a loud crash when I'm driving and scare the heck out of me. And not good, not good. So yeah, I think this is going to be a fun little project though. Up here we'll just bolt it right into the metal shell and this part of the van. But yeah, let's get to the next part done. Really? Slower speed. So this was the intended use of this wall I put up here. So I can have my kayak paddles and other supplies. I'll have my life preserver, my seat pad, everything's in here. I got this hook thing. It's designed to be mounted like inside of a shed or a garage or something. You can hold rakes and stuff, but it seems to do a fine job holding the paddles. That was like a $12 purchase at a local hardware store. Got my wheels in here at the moment, though the tires themselves have to be put someplace else. They're kind of bulky there. Plus I want to stack some of my antennas and stuff I use for in the van from time to time back there too. It's all stuff that I use outside of the van rather than the stuff that I need access to in the van. So I still got to put a trim along here too to seal the spot up completely, because it's just an outside access area. It goes right behind the door. You can see the tires do kind of cause some resistance to closing the door correctly. There, got it. So as you can see, it's been a few days since the last clip. In fact, I drove all the way up to Nearfest and back with the setup in here, but this is how it's turned out. You see, I got my life vest in here, kayak paddles, I got some of my antennas, some of my cooking items in here, cast iron pot, zip ties. And as you can see, I got the kayak back up on the roof again too, so I'm all set to hit some campgrounds with some small ponds and stuff. So I think this is going to work out. At some point this summer I do want to get everything painted up, and I want to add a board in here like a 2x6 or a 2x8, put it up against the side here and have it come out to the edge there, cut it to contour it to the shape of the doors and everything, of course, but creating a nice sealed area there. But I think this is going to be a really useful attachment now. Now I don't have the kayak paddles just floating around inside the van anymore. Last year I had them on the bed. Basically I had to move them up to the front of the van when I got to a place, and when I needed to move again I had to move them back to the bed, and yeah, it was a nuisance. So this is so much better. I gotta fix this rubber gasket though, it keeps falling down. Anyway, I think this is going to be a big change for the van overall. Lots more storage, and as I get it organized better there, I'll have room for like my insect repellents and that stuff too. So yeah, it's not bad at all. Now I have something else I want to show you there, a little electrical system upgrade. So I've had these puck lights inside my van for over a year now actually, and I never really finished the install. I still haven't. The install is definitely not finished on them yet. Still more work to be done. But up until recently, I mean, these lights are 12-volt puck lights, but they came with an AC adapter to plug them in to an AC outlet, obviously, and power them that way. So, and they had a little dimmer button on them. So I was running them off AC. 12-volt van with AC 12-volt lights, but I was running the 12-volt lights off of an AC power supply. So, because I never actually installed them. I finally did that. I actually rewired these lights to run directly off the 12-volt electrical system now. So rather than having to kick on the power inverter to light the lights inside the van, yeah, 12-volt battery pack, 12-volt lights, but I had to turn on the power inverter just to turn the lights on. Makes sense, right? So I finally broke down and wired them up directly to the battery. But not only that, but I picked up a dimmer control. So I get a nice little dimmer control over here, so I can change the brightness of the lights as needed. They're pretty bright, and probably dumping the full 14 volts of the batteries into them, probably not the best idea. But yeah, they can add some quite a bit of light. Most of the time I keep them down about here. So, but in the evenings I can dim them down a lot more if I want some low-level light. So it's nice to have that control. Obviously it's just hung up by wires and a zip tie right now. That has to be changed. But that's an improvement that will be coming along soon. But not yet. But at least it's a step closer. I no longer have to switch over to the power inverter just to run the lights. Of course, when I'm in the home base area, the base camp area, I've got shore power, and they always worked anyway because I got the van wired up so I can plug it in. But when on the road there, I had to run the power inverter, which was a nuisance. So that issue's gone, and it's a whole lot more power efficient now, because before, to run these lights with the power inverter, I was drawing about 1 1/4 to 1.5 amps. Now it's only drawing about 1/4 of an amp. So it's a heck of a lot more power efficient. The power inverter added a lot of overhead onto the system that it didn't need. Okay, don't mind the background noise, the fridge is running right now. Timing is everything here. But so for control of this lighting, I added, I got this little switch control here. I was going to say I added it, but I didn't. It's been here for a little while, because this switch controls the outside floodlights. Yeah, I put that in a while ago, but I got this double switch unit right from the beginning, because this switch controls these lights now. So now I can stand outside, flip the light switch on, lights come on, and then I don't have to come into a dark van. Previously, the button to turn them on was all the way over on that wall, so I had to stumble around in the dark and find it at night. So I have a light switch right by the door for this purpose now. So this will be, this too will be a huge improvement. So, and I've already been enjoying having that light switch right by the door. Yeah, I have to go a little bit further from down on that side of the van now to get to the switch to turn the lights on or off, especially if I'm going to bed and I want to shut the lights off for the night. But it's not that big a deal. And this is where the new wall comes into play here too, because as I said, I'm going to be putting that wood panel down the side here, sealing this up. My plan, ultimately, is to put a bank of switches right here. So I'll have some switches there. I can flip the switch on to turn those backlights on over there. I have another switch, I have another bank of lights over here that I can turn on, so when I need light on this side of the van I can do it, but I don't have to have them all on at the same time. I'll mount the dimming control right here in this wall too, so you get that dimmer knob that's just hanging by wires back there. I'll put that in the wall here, and I'll put a second one for this side too, so I'll have 2 separate dimmer controls right there for the 2 banks of lights inside the van. Another switch, of course, will control the outside lights, the floodlights. I want to add in an amber porch light in the middle too here. So I want something that I can light up the front of the van area without attracting all the moths for 100 miles like the outside floodlights do right now. So I want to have a 4th switch for that. 5th switch to turn on and off that AC power outlet that's down in the side of the van. So when I have outside lighting hooked up to that, I can flip that switch on and off. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do that yet, because this bank of switches is going to be DC, and that's obviously an AC switch, so I'm going to need some sort of a relay for that. So I'm going to get 2 banks of 3 switches each and put those right in here, plus the 2 knobs for the dimmer controls. So yeah, it's going to be nice. I'll probably be putting a similar bank of 3 more switches by the bed too, so I can control a bank of lighting over the bed area. And I'm also going to wrap a set of like a mood lighting type thing, probably an RGB style controllable Christmas light set that runs on 12 volts that I found on Amazon that I want to get. I want to set that up because I like how those multicolored Christmas lights looked around the van around Christmas time, which part of them is still up. I gotta take them down, but I want to do a more permanent set that I can have a remote and change the color, but I'll put a switch by my bed there, so it'd be nice. In the evenings when it's getting late and I want to start dimming things down and start winding down for the night, I just switch those lights on and that will be my lighting for the van. I think that's going to be a really cool addition too as I finish things up here. So yeah, I got plans. Big plans here for the upgrade. Anyway, I guess that's where we're going to stop here, so thanks for coming along here with these little upgrades. And let's see, I've already been up to NearFest, but you haven't seen the NearFest videos yet, so those are coming up next. And then we got the Dayton Hamvention coming up too, so we got a road trip out to Ohio. So we'll see what I shoot for video for that. In the meantime, remember, slow down, enjoy life, and always be kind. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.